He watched the last piece of land disappear behind him. At first, it felt peaceful. Just him, a small boat, and an endless blue horizon. But 36 hours later, he was screaming at the sky because the engine had died. The radio was broken, the food was gone, and the ocean was getting darker. For 14 days, no one knew he was alive. This is the story of how one man survived the open sea with nothing but his mind. His name was Marcus Reed, 32 years old, former Coast Guard trainee. He wasn't reckless. He checked the weather forecast. Clear skies, calm waves. It was supposed to be a simple solo fishing trip, just 10 miles offshore. But weather forecasts don't control the ocean. By late afternoon, clouds rolled in fast. The wind shifted. Waves began to rise. He turned the engine to head back. That's when he heard it. A cough, a metallic grind, then silence. The engine was dead. He tried again. Nothing. The radio. Static. His phone. No signal. He wasn't panicking yet. He dropped anchor and told himself help would come. It didn't. When darkness fell over the ocean, it wasn't peaceful. It was suffocating. No city lights. No moon. Just black water moving beneath him. And sounds. Strange splashes. Something brushing against the boat. He leaned over with a flashlight. 2 glowing shapes moved below. Sharks. That's when it hit him. He wasn't stranded near shore. The storm had pushed him miles away, and the current was still dragging him. He wasn't lost near land. He was drifting into open ocean. When the sun rose again, it was violent, hot, blinding, relentless. He checked his supplies. 1 small cooler, 4 bottles of water, 2 protein bars, fishing bait, no emergency flare. He rationed the water immediately. Small sips only. He tried fixing the engine, opened it, burned his hands on hot metal. He wasn't a mechanic. By afternoon, panic took over. He drank too much water. By sunset, half his supply was gone. And the terrifying truth settled in. Help wasn't coming. Dehydration starts quietly. Dry lips, headache, fatigue. But the worst part is the thoughts. What if no one searches for you? What if they think you ran away? What if this is where you die? He tried fishing. No luck. The sun burned his skin raw. No shade. No protection. By night, he was dizzy. He began talking out loud, just to hear a human voice, even if it was his own. Hunger didn't come as sharp pain. It came as weakness. Shaking hands. Slow thinking. Finally, he caught a small fish. It flipped wildly in his hands. He had never eaten raw fish before, but survival doesn't ask permission. He bit into it. Salt water mixed with blood. He gagged, but he forced it down. That fish kept him alive another day. Then the sky darkened again. Waves slammed into the boat violently. 1 wave knocked him flat. Another nearly flipped the boat. He tied himself to the center pole using fishing rope. For hours he was thrown around like nothing. Water filled the boat halfway. He bailed it out using a broken cooler lid. If the boat flipped, he wouldn't last 10 minutes in open ocean. When morning came, he was alive. But the anchor was gone. Now he was fully adrift. Severe dehydration changes reality. He saw land, clear as day, palm trees in the distance. He stood up screaming with joy. But as the sun shifted, it vanished. A mirage. He laughed, then cried, then laughed again. That's when he understood something terrifying. His biggest enemy wasn't sharks. It was his own mind. He had 1 bottle of water left. His tongue felt like sandpaper. His skin blistered. His body weak. He looked over the edge of the boat. The water seemed calm, cool, inviting. He imagined slipping in quietly, letting it end. No more thirst. No more fear. He stood up, moved to the edge. And then, he remembered his daughter. Her small hands waving goodbye. Her last words before he left, "Bring me a big fish, Daddy." He collapsed back into the boat, crying. He wasn't done. Not yet. He forced himself to think logically. Rain means water. Clouds formed days later. He removed his shirt, spread it wide, collected rainwater into the bottles. It wasn't much, but it was enough to reset his body. He began catching fish more consistently, used bones as hooks, used fabric threads as line extensions. He created routine. Routine kept him sane. Then one afternoon, the boat jerked violently. Something large hit underneath. Then again, a massive shadow circled below. The shark wasn't curious. It was aggressive. He grabbed a metal rod from the engine compartment, waited. The shark rammed the boat again. He slammed the rod into the water repeatedly, yelling, screaming, making noise. After minutes that felt like hours, it left, but the bottom of the boat cracked slightly. Water seeped in slowly. Now time was running out. He spotted birds flying in one direction. Birds mean land. He tore apart a plastic container and shaped a crude paddle. For the first time in nearly 2 weeks, he controlled his direction. Every movement hurt. Every muscle burned. But he paddled, hour after hour, following birds. Midday, he lost consciousness. When he woke up, it was night. Cold, disoriented. But he heard something different. Not deep ocean waves. Crashing waves. Shore waves. He turned slowly. In the distance, a dark shape. Land. Real land. Not a mirage. By sunrise, he drifted close enough to see rocks. He jumped into waist-deep water, collapsed on wet sand, unable to move. Hours later, local fishermen found him, barely breathing, severely dehydrated, burned, starved, but alive. Doctors later said one more day, and he wouldn't have survived. When someone asked him how he made it, he said quietly, "The ocean tried to break my body, but I refused to let it break my mind." Survival isn't strength. It's stubborn hope. It's choosing to fight even when no one sees you fighting. For 14 days. He was lost, but he stayed alive.